Okay, real quick before I hop in here at work, I wanted to address a question someone messaged me, and the question was if I consider doing an RV versus a regular tiny home. And the answer is yes, I considered it. I really did a lot of research. I thought long and hard about what was going to be best for my needs. And at this point in my life, I decided a tiny home was the way to go. Now, ultimately, the whole goal of this transition is to get me to where I can travel more full time and have a remote job. And in that case, when that happens, I do want to get an RV, like a fifth wheel in a truck or a motorhome. I'm still on the fence there, but that's my ultimate goal. But that's probably not going to happen for at least another 5 years. And so I wanted to have something more stationary. And if I'm going to be stationary anyway, I'd rather just have a little bit more of the structured home that, you know, is not necessarily even though my tiny home is going to be on wheels, it'll still be strapped down and tied down and feel like a more permanent dwelling versus the RV. Now, I love RV life. I have a niece and her family of 5. They do full-time RV life and have for a while and absolutely love it. They thrive. And so I know that it's something eventually I will want to do. But at this point in my life, I'm making the investment in a tiny home because after I do go full-time traveling, then I can use my tiny home as an Airbnb and put it at a lake or somewhere like that. And so I have two kind of things going, but yes, I did consider that, and it was really hard. And I only made up my mind for sure last weekend. I did go out and look at both again, and even though the RVs are amazing and I'll have just as much room in some of the RVs as I'll have in my tiny home, just right now, since I don't have a way to pull it, I don't have, you know, anything set up for that, I did decide to go with the regular tiny home, and that's the reason why. So if you do one or the other, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and if you've done the research, what are your pros and cons about, you know, RV living versus tiny home living? Thanks for joining me.